Hey, Steve here, and we love talking about businesses and communities that have caught the spirit of serving in our community. We want to highlight Harborstone Credit Union and the Gig Harbor Peninsula Fish Food Bank. Harborstone Credit Union is more than just a financial institution. They work to be a key part of our community. And one of the ways they do that is by getting behind organizations that help those in need. It's just part of who they are. And one of those organizations is the Gig Harbor Peninsula Fish Food Bank. And we're talking with Jan Cohen and Pam Leisure from the Gig Harbor Fish Food Bank. Jan, tell us about the food bank.
Well, we've been operating for 46 years in Gig Harbor. We're volunteers, about 200 strong, with a half-time staff person. We have a food bank, clothing and small household goods, financial aid, student aid, current job listings. We help in writing resumes, referrals to other services in our area. We're just here to help people to improve their lives and know that the community cares about them.
Pam, what does helping people in need like this mean to you?
Well, it's been one of the greatest honors of my adult life, Steve, because we see real stories that affect so many people, even in our Gig Harbor area. And the Fish Food Bank, through its more than 200 volunteers and a very generous community like Harborstone and individuals, provide the funds and the volunteer power to meet those needs. Any one of us could be just one crisis away from not being able to buy groceries or pay our electric bill or provide basic needs for our families. And it happens right here in the greater Gig Harbor and Cape Peninsula area. And thankfully, GHP FISH Food Bank is there to step in when someone finds themselves in crisis. And it fills my heart just to be a small part of that.
Can you think of a specific family or a person that you've helped whose story has really touched you?
Well, for me, because I'm a professional woman, I think about the story of one of our clients who found herself in a very difficult situation where she made a choice, and she found herself in a broken relationship out on the street, literally with the clothes on her back. And after a girlfriend picked her up and took her to the emergency room to make sure she was okay, the next morning she brought her to the Fish Food Bank. And not only were we able to help her with some essential basic needs so she could have some food on the table and some personal items to clean herself up. But we have a clothing bank, and our volunteers helped her in the clothing department to outfit herself from the very basics, underclothes, right up to a pair of shoes and a coat and a business dress so that she could attend a job interview that she had the very next day. Here's the extraordinary thing. She came back to us a couple days later and said, I don't know what I would have done without this. I got the job thanks to you, the food bank, and the ladies. I felt cared for. The volunteers were amazing. And she is on her way to getting her life back into order with a brand new job.
That is so cool. Can you guys talk about the shared cooperative commitment you have with Harborstone Credit Union?
Oh, they've been tremendous. We've been banking with Harborstone for years, and we've been very happy with their service, and their attention to their customers is wonderful. We appreciate the other members of our local banking community that support us as well. But we've been banking with Harborstone for probably more than 30 years.
And not only that, they've also been a financial contributor to the food bank to help us continue with our operations of providing help, neighbors helping neighbors. They epitomize our mission statement. And also, I understand that right now they're pulling together some items like soup kits that they'll be delivering to the food bank. So people who come in can, if they choose, grab a soup kit, have a nice hot nutrition-based meal, that very evening when they go home, as just one example of how they have supported the food bank. We're very, yeah, thankful for the relationship we have.
Tell us about how Harborstone has helped with this grand opening you guys have had for your brand new building.
And the fact that they were there on our opening day is wonderful because all of the different organizations and businesses and individuals that were there that day can help spread the news about our new location, about the services that we provide, because they learned a lot about it as they toured the new facility. And they kind of become, a conduit and a spokesperson for us. If they happen to see a need in the community, they can pass on the information about who we are and what we do. That's very important.
Yeah. Now, how will this new building help you guys better serve the community?
Oh, it's amazing. Before we were in just a building that had a bunch of houses joined together. Food was scattered out all over. It was difficult to find what you needed. And now we're in a purpose-built building. We know where everything is. Because of the number of volunteers, we have over 100 people working each week in the food bank. So they all have to know where things are, and it just works beautifully now.
And the other thing, too, Steve, about the new building is because it's visual, folks have learned about us, and that's one of the things about us building this new facility has done is it's helped the community at large become aware of who we are, where we are, and what we do. And we've seen an uptick in those who need help finding us and coming to us for help. And then also, we are run by, we're volunteer led, as Jan said, with over 200 volunteers. And we need a place that is safe, warm, friendly, inviting, not just for our clients, but also for our volunteers, because they are the essence of how and who we are to be able to provide these services for the community. And they've been that for over 45 years.
One of the things I thought was really cool is that people can come in and kind of shop. Tell us about that.
Yes. Now that we're in our new building, we've got lots more space, so we have self-shopping. It's just like walking into a regular grocery store. We do have ask that people register with us so that we know what their income levels are and what their emergencies they're facing and how we can help them improve their lives.
So cool. So how can people help you guys at the Gig Harbor Peninsula Fish Food Bank?
It makes me think about Harborstone's help in providing these soup kits. Just imagine if all of the businesses in the area decided to do what they're doing and maybe hold a food drive within their business or come together and collect funds to support the food bank so we can buy that $20,000 a month supplemental food to make sure our shelves are stocked with nutritious food. It could be a group that someone's involved in that wants to sponsor a food drive, or a church, or just an individual. We had someone this summer, instead of doing a lemonade stand, they did a drive-by food drive stand in their neighborhood. And the neighborhood responded beautifully. And it was such a great project for this young person. So there's just lots of ideas that people can do. But food to stock our shelves, funds to help supplement those food donations, and volunteering. That's what we survive on. That's how we deliver our services.
That is just wonderful. You guys are doing great work. Thank you so much for joining us and talking about the Gig Harbor Peninsula Fish Food Bank.
Our pleasure.
Yeah, well, it's a privilege to be able to work with people. This is a wonderful community.
You can find out more about the Gig Harbor Peninsula Fish Food Bank at ghpfish.org. I got to say thanks again to Jan and Pam and the Gig Harbor Peninsula Fish Food Bank and also Harborstone Credit Union for catching the spirit of serving.